Brakthea Hawa, Brakthea Shai, Brakthea Hawa, Brakthea Shai, Brakthea Hawa, Brakthea Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shemi Shai, Wahar Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of GreatMillStone. Ownership brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is a quick video dealing with the food. And I got the inspiration from this video from the Netflix TV program, documentary series called Rotten. And in the documentary series, one of the foods that they go into is the honey industry. And pretty much what you got out there within the honey industry, of which when you go into raw honey and the pure honey that you get, okay, from the bees, what you find out is that's very good for the body. Now, when you go into studying how sugar breaks down in the body, basically you got some conflicting scientific research that they got out there, in that it's conflicting because ESO really don't want the good information out there. So the good information is that, and I believe it's that the sugar, the honey sugar, breaks down better within the body than your granulated sugar. The reason I mentioned the conflicting evidence is some people will say the honey, in terms of how sugar breaks down in the body, it breaks down the same, and some people will say it breaks down better. Now, when we know about ESO when it comes to particular medicines, they all hide natural medicines away from the public eye, so they have to use the pharmaceutical drugs in that. Okay, for instance, if you go out there and study how beneficial garlic is for you, you're not gonna find conflicting evidence for garlic, because some people are gonna say, there's no proof to say it actually works. You're gonna find people that's gonna say there's proof that it works. Okay, so whenever you go and you're dealing against the grain of how this society works, then you're always gonna have it to where there will be some doubt that's thrown in there. You're gonna pick those bones out. But we know from the scriptures that the honey is good for you, and we know from the history and how people use the honey is very good for you. Now, when you go out there, you got a whole industry of watering down that honey. Basically, the honey that you're eating, as the title says it. Especially if you're out there in the United States, for the most part, the honey you're eating, it ain't real honey. And one thing that they had pointed out in the Netflix documentary is that how can you have an increase in honey production when you had a decrease in the amount of bees that you have out there? Okay, so the bees are the ones that make the honey, but the bee population last year dropped by like 50%. Now think about that. Okay, if you're making cars and your workforce dropped by 50%, and you've increased the amount of cars you're working, something fishy is going on over there. Okay, and that's the same thing that was illustrated within this particular documentary. Okay, they revealed that most of the honey that people are eating, they might have like 10%, 20% honey, real honey in there, and they'll mix it up with some syrups, and them syrups be hella dangerous for you. Okay, and they do this for making money's sake. Okay, because obviously natural honey is gonna be more expensive. You're gonna harvest it, and that corn syrup, they can make that like nothing. Obviously, that corn syrup too is gonna have the GMO, because most of the corn that's made out there within the world is GMO corn. Excuse me. Okay, so after so I'm gonna read this article now, a little bit of it, and now I hit a scripture. After my post revealing the shocking truth about olive oil adulteration, I received a number of outrageous comments. Okay, along the lines of, excuse me, is nothing sacred? First honey and now this. So they got olive oil out there that it's all adulterated. Honey's adulterated. Okay. I had known about fake honey. They serve in single serving packets at restaurants. That's because I read the back of the label. Almost all of them fessed up to being what they are: honey flavored corn syrup. And that's what you have a lot of. You have honey flavored corn syrup, but it goes deeper than that. Okay, the vast majority is going to say here, but I didn't know the vast majority of the major brands of honey sold in the US aren't real honey. Okay, thankfully I always buy mine from my own local farm. So if you ain't out there on the local farm where you see them produce the actual honey, them big brands out there, okay, where they're, you know, selling honey by the gallons, that's corn syrup, man. You know, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, but that's mostly honey flavored corn syrup. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this particular scripture here and I'll call it quits. It's the book of Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, on the 13th verse. Because remember, honey is like garlic. It's like one of the best things you could eat. Okay, one of the best things you could put inside your body. And this man's adulterated that, man. Okay, it's supposed to be a healing, medicinal type ingredient, and this devil done messed it up all for profit. Okay, all for making money. And also too, you gotta remember, the earth is at its weakest state right now. Okay, the scripture says that the strength of the earth was Esau wasn't gonna the strength of the earth wasn't gonna be yielded unto Esau. Okay, because he's the devil. Okay, he's the deceiver. He's the harbinger of death. And in the earth not bringing its strength onto Esau, one of the strengths of the earth was them bees, because them bees play a major part in the pollination of particular plants. Okay, and if you got less bees, you got less pollination. You got less pollination, you got less product, let alone the honey. Okay, so it says here, Ezekiel 4:13, it says, and the Lord said unto him, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, whither I shall drive them. So we're eating our bread, all kinds of defiled, man. You might be on the so-called health streak and doing all the necessary things, but they say something like a tomato's got about 70% less nutrition than it had in, you know, the early 1900s. That's a period of 100 years. Okay, going into all of that over cultivation and not following the lamb Sabbath and all kind of things. So the honey is, you know, even if you get the honey, it's not as strong as it used to be. But that's if it's even real honey anyway. Okay, so with that, you know, I'm gonna say all praise unto Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Waharaka Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles of GreatMillStone. I want you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.